Well, good morning and welcome as you've joined us as we continue our journey through the book, Faith Without Religion. If you don't have one of these, you can get them on Amazon. It's not about selling books, so there is a digital version available as well that's virtually for free. It's just very useful sometimes for you to be able to follow along. But if you're not a book person, then you always have these videos and you can rewind them and stop and see what message it is that maybe the Lord is sending for you at this moment in time. You may have noticed there's a lot of talk going on at the moment about whether or not we are in the last days. And it is true that virtually every generation that has existed since the Messiah returned to heaven has believed that they in fact are the generation that lives in the last days. Having said that, what none of them had up until now was the fulfillment of all the prophecies that needed to be fulfilled before the return of the Messiah was even possible. Well, now we are at that stage. We're in that time. Now, I'm not telling you these are like the absolute last days or what the timing is going to be, because as the word says, no man knows the hour. But it's interesting that with all the prophecies fulfilled, we are on the precipice of something miraculous and something incredible, and that's definitely something to be excited about, to look forward to, but you cannot afford to ignore the reality of the situation. So that being said, let's see what God gave me as a message a number of years ago called a sense of urgency. If you knew that my return was in precisely 1 year, how many of the next 365 days would you want to spend pursuing the lust of the flesh and the desires of this world? How much time would you want to invest in talking about how to make money for the sake of increasing your net worth? How many houses would you like to acquire? Cars, boats, and other vehicles? How many would you need to own? How much gold and silver would you need to stockpile? If your day is measured by how much money you made that day, or how many people you talked to about making money that day, or how much you sold of this or that, what a sad and empty day that is. Let your days rather be measured by the miracles that you see, the time spent in my presence, by the power of my Spirit working through you, by breakthroughs in the heavenly realm, and by making provision for those engaged in my service, by the blessings for the poor, the widow, and the children in need. My nature is to turn all things to good, says God. I can bless the smallest seed sown in humble expectation of the miraculous and create from it a mighty tree of blessings and restoration to help those in need, and there are many. Use every resource and talent that you have available, and I will also send more. Everything is possible through my Spirit. So what you see there is God reminding us that while there's nothing wrong with having things, there's a limit to how much of it is actually needed in your life. Remember, again, in the Word it says that everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. One thing that I can tell you that is beneficial is looking after the widows and the orphans and the poor and the needy. And I think what he's calling us to at this time is to make sure that we are cognizant of that. Don't leave it as something that you're going to get to one day when all this falls into place. Because when you get to heaven, when you get to the judgment seat, you can't be saying to the Lord, well, I thought I'd get started on helping the poor and the needy, but I never quite got around to it. We have to be proactive, take action, and bring glory to His name in the here and now by the things that we do. And it doesn't require you to be wealthy. This is not anything to do with your financial position. It's to do with an attitude of your heart. Are you somebody that wants to act in a kind, compassionate, caring, uplifting and supportive way every day? Or are you somebody that wants to pick fault and curse and gossip about and just be like all the people of the world? The choice is yours, but be very careful what you choose, and be very careful for how long you stay on that path of negativity if that is indeed your choice. Because as I said right at the beginning, no man knows the hour. So what if He came back tomorrow or next week or even at the end of the year? Would you be ready? Would you be proud of what you're going to present to Him at the judgment seat, of what you did once you had the grace of your salvation? How would you feel about that? Well, right now you have the opportunity to do something different. But it's going to start with repentance, changing the way that you think and changing direction, and then just constantly spending time with God in His Word and letting Him direct your path. This path cannot be directed by men. You're not going to uncover this path out of a self-help book. You're only going to uncover the path in your intimate communication between you and your Creator, which you do in your quiet time. It's that unique relationship between the created, that's us, and the Creator, that's Him. What an incredible blessing it is that He has positioned us to be able to have that relationship with Him, where you can talk to Him, He can talk to you. But you have to learn to listen, and you have to act on the instructions that He gives you. This is fascinating. All right, well, we'll carry on our journey through Faith Without Religion tomorrow. Till then, have a blessed day. Bye for now.